morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome. I'm John Ahmann. For those who have not had an opportunity to meet, I'm the President and CEO of the Westside Future Fund, and we're very happy to be hosting this morning with my co-host.
Yes. Hey, everybody. Hey, y'all. Good morning. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We made it. We made it. My name is Ebony Ford. I am an English Avenue resident. I am a very proud Hollis Innovation Academy parent. And I am, last but certainly not least, especially today, a director at Quest CDC, all here on the West Side. Come on, Quest. Team Quest, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Yes. All West Side, Best Side, everything else is just the Rest Side. All right. John?
Well, thank you.
Y'all knew I was going to cut up today.
I know, for those of you that come regularly, you know we started a little bit late this morning, so we apologize. We had some technical issues with getting into the building this morning, so it's set us back a little bit. So thank you for your patience. But we are now, for those that are new, I always like to start and see who is here for the first time. Who is our first timers? All right, we got a few. Thank you for being here this morning, first timers.
Gotta get up and speak.
You actually have to pay for the Chick-fil-A. Everyone else gets it free. But thank you for being here. We are broadcasting live. So right now we are live on Facebook and YouTube. And we'll show in just a second how you can, if you want to let folks know about our live stream. And as soon as the summit ends, the broadcast will be available on the YouTube if you want to go back and view it or share it with others. And our program this morning, after Ebony and I finish our opening remarks, we're going to have a devotion from Melanie Faison, who is the Chief Operating Officer. Thank you for being here, Melanie, from Quest, to lead us in our devotion this morning. And something we always do, and we're taking time to build community, is take time to do self-introductions. So those that are new, what we'll do is ask you to, well, everyone's going to do it, not just the new folks, but ask for your name and where you're affiliated. And it's really a way we've learned to build community and connections. And then I'm going to have a conversation with one of our longtime West Side neighbors, and actually now we're living in this same neighborhood together, Vine City, Leonard Adams, the founder and CEO of Quest. And we should be winding up, since we started a bit late, we'll probably end up right about 9:15. So that's our program this morning. One of the things we wanted to share and also thank, if you volunteer, not just with us, but if the MLK holiday this last Monday, right, is a day on, not a day off, in honor of a Vine City resident, Dr. Martin Luther King, who lived on Sunset Avenue in Vine City. But if you volunteered on MLK Day, just raise your hand. So let's just thank everyone who got out there and volunteered and served in the community.
Thank you.
And one of the things that we did at the Westside Future Fund, and we have a great volunteer effort led by our volunteer director, Raquel Hudson, is we had over 1,500 volunteers. What was really great to see is a lot of the folks that make charitable contributions to the work wanted to send out folks from their companies or individual donors and also come out and volunteer. So we had over 1,500 volunteers across different sites across the West Side. So the schools in the Booker T. Washington cluster, I know Leonard saw some of them over at Katherine Johnson Memorial Park, community cleanups. And we wanted to show, and hopefully y'all are ready, we wanted to show kind of a short video, a recap of those volunteer activities. So that should show up here now.
West Side! Just give, get involved, love your community, love on the people in your community, and let's prepare the world. Let's have a garden. Let's make a friend.
Might have seen a lot of orange in that video. We also want to thank our lead sponsor for the volunteer event, which was the Home Depot. And so we have a lot of costs that we incur in those events. So the Home Depot is our lead sponsor. So I don't know if anyone's here from Home Depot. We really appreciate their title ship sponsor of our volunteer day.
Absolutely. And we want to, great thanks to the Westside Future Fund team and our, again, strategic partners. So very big thanks for that. Thank you, guys. Get connected. None of the information that we give out here at these summits can get disseminated without you guys, so we invite you to all get connected with us, get engaged via Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, what I like to call all the classic platforms. I don't know if we're on TikTok or Snapchat or anything like that, but anyway, the classic platforms, please get engaged with us. If you're watching live right now on YouTube, please make sure that you subscribe and like it. We appreciate if you come in person next time. You can't get your free Chick-fil-A on YouTube, but we appreciate any engagement at all. Come in person next time, though. Also, do not forget, if you are here in person, make sure that you sign up, excuse me, guys, for a raffle ticket drawing that we're going to have a little bit later in the summit. Get your red ticket, get your blue ticket at the table in the back. We're giving away 2 gift cards today, one from Home Depot Foundation and one from Goodwill in North Georgia. Make sure you get your tickets. John?
I think, and I wanted to, did you want to do the devotion? I know she.
Yes, I'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. I'm so used to
devotion?
not doing the devotional. Sorry about that, guys. So we have come to the point where we're going to have our devotional speaker. Hey, Miss Nightingale. Our devotional speaker, again, is our COO, Melanie Faison at Quest, okay? She is our COO. She is the one that keeps everything running. We are very, very thankful for Mr. Leonard Adams, but COO keeps it running. Appreciate you, Ms. Faison. And we always begin our devotional portion by reading the statement that follows. It has become our tradition to begin our meetings with a positive, inspirational message from a member of our community, recognizing that many in our community are driven by their spiritual faith to participate in the Westside revitalization effort. The time at the beginning of our meetings is an opportunity to share various inspirational reflections. While the speakers may articulate their personal faith, it's meant to be inclusive, inspiring, and meaningful, with the story of Nehemiah as our guide. Ms. Faison is, again, the Chief Operating Officer at Quest Communities. She is, and I didn't know any of this, this is big, Melanie. She is a business strategist and impact leader with 15 plus years of experience championing organizational growth and expansion for nonprofit organizations, okay? She also holds a BA in psychology from Spelman College, and she is a recent graduate of the Achieving Excellence Executive Education Program at Harvard University. Ms. Faison, I didn't know any of this. Real G's move in silence. Okay, without further ado, Ms. Faison, please come to the stage.
Well, good morning. What an introduction. I did not know that was going to be read, but Happy New Year. Look at all the wonderful faces I see here in the audience. I am so delighted to be here today to share the devotional, what God has placed on my heart to share with his wonderful, lovely people this morning. So Leonard asked me a couple of weeks ago if I'd be willing to do the devotional on the book of Nehemiah. And I said, oh yeah, I was excited. I love the book of Nehemiah. I am a Christian, so I do read the Bible. And so I thought I was pretty familiar with this story until I dusted it off and read it again. And God showed me a new perspective, a very unique perspective about Nehemiah. And what he showed me was that he had a heart for God's people, and he had a heart for God. His desire was to see God's city, Jerusalem, built again. And the story starts with him making a simple inquiry. How are my people? How is Jerusalem? And he didn't like the report that he received. Now, he was not a very powerful man, but he was a man of influence. He was the king of Persia's cupbearer. Now, I don't know about any of you, but I don't want to taste the wine and eat the food in case it's poison for the king. But that was his job, and he was a confidant to the king. And the king gave him everything that he needed to rebuild the city. But first, Nehemiah went into deep mourning and despair for his people. Before he did anything, he prayed and he fasted to hear from God. And what I want to do today is encourage us. Sometimes the work gets tough. I've been in affordable housing for 20 plus years, and sometimes I ask myself, why am I doing this? The gray hairs are covered up, but it's tough work that we do. And so when I looked up, I'm the kind of person who likes to look up words and know the why. So I looked up the word devotion, since that's what we're doing here. And I was surprised to find the meaning, that it's a profound dedication, especially to religion. It's an earnest attachment to a cause or a person, and an earnest assignment and appropriation to any purpose. And so I'm here today to lead us back to a profound commitment to the work we do on the West Side. We know Nehemiah was about rebuilding the walls, and he was a great leader, he was a great motivator, and he was a humble man of God. But that's not the most important thing about him, is that he left the comforts of the king's palace to go amongst his people. Now, today we're going to have two very great men of God who are our Nehemiahs. Now, I don't know John Ahmann that well, but I looked him up on that old Google search bar. And I heard what he said when he accepted the position as CEO of Westside Future Fund. And the question was, and I'm paraphrasing, what do you say to the naysayers and the opposition to you being the next CEO of Westside Future Fund? And I don't want to misquote him, but he said something along the words of, my pure motives and sincere actions will put that all away. That will hush up the naysayers. And I believe from what I have seen of the Westside Future Fund being a wonderful and generous partner to Quest Communities is that he's done just that. He's kept his motives and his heart pure to do the work that needs to be done here on the West Side. Now you guys know that I am the CEO of Quest Communities, Quest CDC. So I've had the pleasure of working alongside our illustrious leader, Leonard L. Jr. And being new to the organization, I had to learn him. And what I did was I observed his passion and his desire to meet the needs of the most vulnerable. Now, I came from a background of homeownership where we help many Black women, young women, older women with children, mostly single mothers, become homeowners and change their lives. But once I came to Quest, I realized that there was an even more vulnerable community, those who suffer from addiction, recovering addicts, those who had mental health issues that led them to homelessness. And so I came to this organization that was doing an even deeper work. And I had an opportunity to observe Leonard Adams' heart, to see that he cares about a segment of the population is that they're not easy to care about. They're not easy to fund the developments. They're not easy to take care of their needs. It's very expensive. It's a hard work, and it's God's work. So I'm here today just to encourage all of us that are in the trenches and those of us who are making decisions on the funding side, whether or not to fund these difficult deals, to recommit, to reestablish your heart first to God, to one another, and to your community. That we come together, that you get on your part of the wall, as the story of Nehemiah tells us, that each family, the priest, everybody put their hand to the mission. Find your place on the wall and do God's great work. Thank you.
Hello. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Faison. Appreciate you. That was awesome. Can we give her another hand, please? Thank you. And I like how you mentioned the funding. None of this can be done for cheap. None of it can be done with no money at all. And I know people don't like to hear about that side of what we do, but it is important. It has to be mentioned, so thank you again. So now we have come to the exciting portion where it's time for you guys to take the mic and introduce yourselves. So we are running a little bit late today, so we ask that you say your name and your affiliation, and that's it, okay? If you have anything else you want to say or you hear someone in the audience that you kind of want to connect with, do that after we, let you guys out, and you can run up to that person and make your connection further from there, okay? Name, affiliation, and that's it, all right? I guess. Sorry. Oh, there you go. There's yours. There you go.
Good morning, Leonard Adams, President and CEO of Quest CDC.
Beverly Tatum, Westside Future Fund member.
Good morning, Lisa Whitaker, Director of Human Resources and Compliance at Quest CDC.
Good morning, Dave Mardis, Recording Secretary of NPUT.
Hello, Kenesha Rubnay, Greenwood Commercial Real Estate, then Quest CDC.
Good morning, Richard Slayton, JP Morgan Chase.
Good morning, T. Dallas Smith. I'm Chair of the Westside Future Fund for this year.
Hi, Neil Shorthouse, Partners in Change, lifelong healthy coaching for adults.
Good morning, Takuma Brown, board member for the Healing Community Center.
Hi, I'm Michael Williams. I'm with the William. This spelled WXLLXM. They're located on the north side of Josephine Lowry Boulevard.
Good morning, everyone. Muriel Murphy, Westside resident. Good morning, Danita Knight, President and CEO, YWCA of Greater Atlanta.
Good morning. My name is Tracy Bates, and I get to serve as President of the English Avenue Neighborhood Association on the board of Historic Westside Gardens and President of Historic Westside Cultural Arts Council.
Heather Kersey, I'm the CDO of the Good Samaritan Health Center. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Demetrius Wilburn. I am the Interim Executive Director for the National Association of Minority Contractors, also known as NAMAC.
Good morning, my name is Bob Dickinson. I'm the Executive Director of the STEAM Sports Foundation.
Hi there, I'm Kathleen Bryant with Partners in Change, providing a year of free life coaching for adults pursuing new goals.
I'm at the Home Stadium and English Avenue resident.
Good morning, Domingo Porter, City of Atlanta Neighborhood Planning Units.
Hi, Taylor Coles.
Good morning, everyone. Reverend Dr. Leroy Wright. I'm the senior pastor of First Thessalonian Missionary Baptist Church. We invite you to come.
Good morning, Marcus Billy, Board Chairman, Quest CDC.
Good morning, Shane Phillips with General Contractor H.J. Russell.
Morning, everyone. Chirag Venkatesan, Project Manager with H.J. Russell and Company.
Make sure you hold it around this part, because I've been told we're covering up the antenna, okay?
Greetings, everyone. My name is Toyasha Albert, and I'm the President and CEO of Self Do You Believe Education.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Floyd Klein, Principal Architect at Perkins & Will.
Good morning, I'm Colleen Ayala, also an architect with Perkins & Will.
Good morning, I'm Corey Bishop with Atlanta Volunteer Lawyers Foundation.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jordan. I'm a Master's of Social Work intern with Atlanta Volunteer Lawyers Foundation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sandra Bush, and I'm a Legacy resident of the Booker T. Washington neighborhood.
Good morning, family. I'm Tillman Ward with Community Resources of Atlanta, based in historic Vine City, where our focus is from Diamond Hill to Hunter Hill, where yesterday meets tomorrow.
Hi, good morning. Ebony from the West Side.
Good morning. I'm Veronica Mount, Executive Director of Land of Promise.
Good morning. I am Amy Woodson, Executive Director, West Side of First Step Staffing. I'm also Program Lead for the same house, and I am Deputy CEO of Housing Us. So I don't sleep. That's the narrative. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm Dale Ianides, and I'm the founder and CEO of School is In.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, wow, that's really loud. My name is Julie Kim, and I'm the chair of the School of Architecture at Georgia Tech, and I'm also the director and founder of the Flourishing Communities Collaborative.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Surbhi Maheshwari. I am an architecture grad student at Georgia Tech, working for the Flourishing Communities Collaborative Lab.
I'm Alan Bell with the Atlanta Resource Foundation.
Good morning. I'm Debbie Morris, Upper West Side resident and executive coach.
Good morning. My name is Manish McCallum. I'm a realtor with Dorsey Austin Realtors and a resident of the West Side.
Good morning, I'm Gloria Dorsey with the Atlanta Humane Society.
Good morning, Charles Merriweather, Goodwill, where we put people to work.
Good morning, everyone. Carol Waddy with Chick-fil-A Corporate Social Responsibility.
Good morning, I'm Darrell LaSure, Adjunct Professor at Morris Brown College.
Good morning, Marvin Bussey, Teens at Work.
Good morning, Tommy Lester, Capital Impact Partners, Momentous Capital.
Good morning, I'm Chris Hyder-Bardil. I'm the Clinical Director at Families First. I am a resident of the Washington Park neighborhood and a proud parent of 2 students at M. Agnes Jones.
Good morning and Happy New Year, everyone. I am Paula Moody. I'm the CEO of Families First.
Good morning. My name is Timothy Brown. I'm the president of the Historic Hunter Hills Neighborhood Association.
Yeah, let's go this way.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Justine Veal. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Peachtree Road and co-host of Stay Press Podcast, streaming soon.
Good morning. I'm Camille May. I'm a Spelman College graduate and a resident of Grove Park.
Good morning, Lance Austin, Principal Owner, Lifespan Design Build.
Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year's. My name is Anthony Bellows. I'm a Legacy resident and volunteer.
Good morning. I'm Odessa Carew, a resident of English Avenue.
I'm Lisa Norris. I'm a resident of Vine City.
Good morning. I'm BB Norris. I'm a Westside resident and a Westside business owner for BB Rentals.
Good morning. I'm Ashley Todd. I'm an Ashview Heights resident, and I'm in development for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
I feel like we've missed some rows or something here, so just right here? Okay. I don't know if we'll just...
Bob Butler, Coldwell Banker Real Estate.
Good morning, everyone. Andre Stanton, Kaiser Permanente Community Health.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year's. My name is Sheldon Hill with Foreclosure International. I'm the operations manager. We build communities, help people build legacies, and create value for people.
Good morning. My name is Claude Gatlin with Atlanta Area Council, Boy Scouts of America.
Good morning, everyone. Adriana Lawton, not-for-profit relationship manager at Truist.
Good morning. I'm Leila Gill with the Empire Board of Realtors and NID Housing Counseling, Emerson.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rodney Fowler. I am Community Outreach with Fulton County Magistrate Court.
Good morning. My name is Cassandra Kirk. I serve as Chief Magistrate Judge in Fulton County. Happy New Year.
Good morning. My name
Thank you. Have we gotten everyone like right here in this area? Okay. Yeah, we miss Quinn. Yes. No? Okay. Well, Quinn Green is here. Welcome, 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 Quinn. I'll do your introduction for you. Okay, thank y'all.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Ron Alston with Truist Bank.
Good morning, Joe Arnold, community volunteer and formerly with Truist, as I'm now retired.
Hello, I'm Maria Supporta, a longtime journalist here, and with Supporta Report.
Good morning, Brian Wismer. I'm with the City of Atlanta Department of City Planning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ingrid Thompson with Nehemiah Project, Community Development Corporation.
Good morning, Olivia Nightingale. I'm Director of Financial Services, Quest CDC.
Good morning, Kim Anderson, Principal, Chrysalis Lab.
Good morning, Janae Robinson with the Herndon Foundation.
Good morning, Nia Abdullah with the Herndon Foundation.
Good morning, Antonio Henson with Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Linda Adams. I divorced Mr. Adams before he became famous in the neighborhood.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Michael J. Ruffin, Director of External Affairs with AT&T, New Atlanta resident.
Good morning. I'm Janet Edwards, Veterans Case Manager for Quest CDC. Good morning. My name is Lakeisha Simon. I am Case Manager for Quest CDC.
Good morning. My name is Melissa Tyson, and I am the Director of Supportive Services at Quest CDC.
Good morning. I'm Vincent Gray with Quest Community Development Organization, Client Service Coordinator at the Gardens at Collegetown.
Good morning, Mandy Eatson with Self-Help Credit Union.
Good morning, with Malia Cooper with Chick-fil-A Corporate Social Responsibility.
Good morning, I'm Heather Toft with Nelson Mullins, Riley and Scarborough.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ebony Hillsman, and I'm a Community Outreach Manager for the Atlanta Beltline.
Good morning. I'm Andrew Hall, Affordable Housing Attorney with Nelson Mullins.
Good morning, my name is Archie Emerson. I am the current president for the Empire Board of Realtors. I'm also the broker owner Dedicated Realtor Incorporated and the owner of a housing counseling agency, NID Emerson. And I am also the selling agent for Westside Future Fund. And I don't sleep either.
Did we miss anyone who wants to go? No pressure. Anyone? Anyone? Okay. Okay. Well, give yourselves. Oh, yes. Tolton. Yes, I'm coming. While I'm walking over there, we do have the entire Westside Future Fund, well, I believe is the entire Westside Future Fund team here. They're always here representing and helping out at the summits. We're not going to have them individually introduce themselves today in the interest of time. And we also have our production team as well.
Hey, good morning. I know it's a sensitive subject, but happy Falcons Friday. There we go. Tolton Pace, Senior Program Officer, Westside Atlanta with the Arthur and Blank Family Foundation.
Thank you, guys. Give yourselves a hand. John, you're up.
All right. Well, Ebony did a great job. Maybe we can just thank her, moving it around. And I always really appreciate the introductions. And now having been in this been in this role for 7 years, a little longer than 7 years, of all the incidental connections that have come out of these summits that have led to things. So really, when you leave here, if there's someone you thought, hey, I can help out that person, or maybe they can help me, it really encourage, because that's really where a lot of the progress happens, is us connecting with each other, and really appreciate the devotion remarks. Thank you for those. Appreciate it very much. And now we're going to, I think, Leonard and Adams are going to have a conversation. And if you're ready to come on up, Leonard, I'll say there you are. So Leonard is the get the wrong way. All right, thank you, Leonard. The stage direction's better. Thank you. But Leonard is the founder and CEO of Quest, and the word founder is an important one. I'll come back to that. But he also is the president of Knoxville College, at least for another 6 months or so. So the historic HBCU in Tennessee kind of moved into leadership role to keep them rolling. But I really want to appreciate Leonard because when I started at the Westside Future Fund, the Westside Future Fund was started with a whole lot of support from a group called the Atlanta Committee for Progress, which is kind of a lot of Atlanta's corporate leaders, university presidents, and others that get behind key initiatives with the mayor. So it launched. So when I started the Westside Future Fund, I was thinking about the metaphor. It's one thing when you sail, right, and you start with a whole lot of wind. You still got to sail, but it's when you start with wind, that's a good way to start. And the Westside Future Fund started with a whole lot of wind. What I appreciate about Leonard, as an entrepreneur and starting Quest to serve, I know initially folks that were suffering from addiction, you learned that out of addiction they really need to have stabilized housing. All those folks are veterans. You're a U.S. Army veteran. But really, you founded Quest, and what I really appreciate about your leadership, Leonard, is when not a lot of people were paying attention to these neighborhoods. And so the work that you did to build Quest and create it in the organization today, one of our cities, if not the leading, but one of the leading supportive housing not-for-profit developers in our city. Your leadership has been amazing. Also want to thank Leonard because as a new leader to the West Side, Leonard has been really gracious to me at both a personal level and a professional level. So thank you, and we enjoy a great partnership with Quest. So I really appreciate and have gotten to know Leonard, and know too he's very proud that he now has a son. And sometimes I see he and his wonderful wife walking down to Cook Park. So all about building community. So thank you for all you've done, and thank you for being with us this morning, Leonard.
Thank you, John.
And maybe we just give him a welcome round of applause again. But the way we were going to, and you can tell he's already ahead of what's going to happen because he told me where I need to sit. But Leonard's going to be going through some slides, right, as we go through this presentation. And one of the things, the first thing we want to do, especially for a lot of those who aren't as familiar, is y'all have been doing work for over 2 decades now, which is amazing. And so we really want to hear what's next for Quest in 2024 and beyond.
Okay, thank you, John, and good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. I cannot go forward without letting Linda Adams just kind of put our business out
I didn't know what to say about that.
I mean, come on.
You always learn something new at the summit.
Yes, right. Yes. So Linda Adams, thank you for sharing. She kept the name, and all that good stuff. No. Yeah, but it was more funny to how everybody else just chuckled really hard. I'm thinking, wow, okay, so, all righty. So that's a joke that we've been having going for probably 10, 15 years, Linda Adams. I hope it's a joke, right? Okay, we're running short on time, so let's move forward with what's next for Quest. Let's go through a few slides here. What's next for Quest? Next 3 to 4 years, Quest is committed to doing some more housing on the West Side. We've always served over 23 years the West Side, and we've kind of started to scale up now, John. We were really known for smaller developments, missing middle, 20 units or less, scattered throughout the community and for vulnerable populations. And over the years, to be able to be sustainable, we've had to kind of grow, and we've had to scale up the amount of units that we're doing so that we can continue to stick around and be sustainable. So we decided that we were going to look at the West Side, talk to our partners, and bring forward a strategic initiative to bring on roughly 300 units over the next 3 years. And with that, that became our West Side Trifecta. And the Trifecta is an investment of $110 million into multiple different type of housing models. We have the Quest residences at Grove Park. I think we had a resident that was at Grove Park over here. We have Heritage Village, which is a preservation. And what I mean by that is preserving an old historic building over at Westlake Community. It's the old Job Corps building that we will be renovating. And then a new development in historic Vine City called Simpson West. So I'll take a few minutes to go over those 3 projects. Let's see, Quest Residence at Grove Park at 339 Holly Street is a 40-unit new development targeting 55 and older persons that are living at 30% AMI or lower. Again, this project costs us $14 million to build. It is currently under construction, and our general contractor is here today, H.J. Russell, so thank you for showing up. This one is unique because it is 55 and older, but 30% AMI is extremely low-income individuals. That's people making somewhere less, I should have looked this up, probably less than $15,000. So just imagine this is an individual that's probably with fixed income. So fixed income right now, Social Security, disability, depending on if you just get the basic, you're getting about $900 a month. So there has to be some type of housing stock out here for people who make lower income, right? It just can't be housing out here for people who have the means to pay the highest amount. So we're very excited about this, and thank you again, H.J. Russell, for getting this project underway. The next project is Heritage Village at Westlake. This is in partnership with Columbia Residential. This is at 239 Westlake Avenue. This is the old Job Corps. Last 50 years, it was used as Job Corps. Before that, it was built as the Wallahaji Hotel. The Wallahaji Hotel is a historic building that where Black people could be housed or get rooms and who could entertain. There's a historic ballroom in this particular building that we are preserving to have as a mixed-use space. We were keeping the stage, we were keeping the fixtures that was a part of that ballroom. This one is a 102 units of permanent supportive housing. This is for individuals who have come from being homeless, that is living with addictive disease or mental illness. Our goal is to provide services on site. You heard from a lot of our case managers and our financial managers here. Our workforce development component will be done by Urban League of Greater Atlanta. And proud to say that we will have a health component to this particular, physical health component to this development, and that will be done by our partners at Good Sam, who are in the house today as well. Again, this is a preservation. The total cost of this is $42 million and counting. T. Dallas, you know what I mean, right? And Richard, yes, okay. Last but not least, second to last, this is our new product. COVID took us for a ride. Quest was almost to a point where we were going to have to shut down, and that was a heavy thought for me as the founder to have doing this for such a vulnerable population, and then just because of dollars, right? Just because of money, we might have to shut down. Not because the need is gone. I always thought I would be out of business one day when we end homelessness. And I would gladly go out of business for that, right? But just for money, no. So we needed to look at what our model might look like going forward. And so we talked with the church. This is a faith-based initiative with Simpson Street Church of Christ. The mix here is a spread over 30% AMI, 60% AMI, 80% AMI, and some market rate individuals in this what we call income averaged approach. So basically, we're taking a little divvy up of each different classes and put them in the same structure to make the building be able to pay for itself. We make money off of it, and it can be sustainable. So again, this is for families. It's new construction. It's at 810 Joseph E. Boone, 139 units to the tune of $53 million and counting. We'd like to say that this one should be closing in February of this year. The previous one at Heritage Village should be closing in April of this year. So last but not least, we were successful in securing an RFP from Atlanta Housing. They had some land over in Vine City that used to be some old duplexes. Quest entered into the RFP process in partnership with Westside Future Fund. John and I and our teams worked on this application some years ago in 2019. Just imagine 2019. So COVID basically took 4 years out of the game. So we're just starting back some of these projects that's been around since 18 and 19. But this is a 12-unit development that we're working with Impact Housing to do modular builds. On this site, it'll be 12 contiguous sites over in the Vine City area, and this is our what we call Quest Legacy, which is a home ownership program for legacy residents primarily, and then we'll move on to other candidates. This will cost us $2.8 million, John.
Well, that that's amazing. What I really appreciate about the work is when you're doing quality, right? So when folks move in, because we're with work with Westside Future Fund, they may have had housing, but it's housing none of the rest of us would really want to live in,
right?
Or maybe no housing at all. And then also you were layering in supportive services, which means you're paying for some type of staffing cost.
Yes.
And the folks you're serving, given the AMI levels, you know, that they can pay some rent, but nowhere near enough to cover both the capital and the operating cost of those units. So this is what you've done such a great job on, but the funding and the amount of money going in this project is substantial. I mean, how do you pay for all this? How do you put that together?
Oh, that's a great question. How do we pay for this? How do we pay for it? Well, we couldn't even start to pay for it without partners in the room today. And I wouldn't mind taking a quick 30 seconds just to acknowledge those that have put funding towards these projects. So if you are with the Westside Future Fund, stand up. If you're with Truist, please stand up. If you are with anyone that touched this project, if you're with SPLC, if you're with Partners for Home, if you're with, who was it, H.J. Russell, Chrysalis Labs, Good Sam, stand up if I'm calling your name, please, right? Okay, yeah, if you are with the Blank Foundation, you're with Federal Home Loan Bank, Atlanta Housing, City of Atlanta, Enterprise, Columbia, Urban League, SB Freeman, and the list goes on and on and on. Please give them a round of applause. I didn't see Capital Impacts stand up. Where is he? Look, he didn't went to the back. So I say, John, this is something that $110 million and 300 units looks good on paper, right? It looks good in pictures. Each one of these deals, these are the funders that you guys are looking at for each one of these deals. And on one hand, on my left hand, it's like, wow, we are so excited to have so many people touch our deals. But in the world of real estate, it doesn't look like this, right? This is almost a nightmare of a capital stack, right? This is just imagine, yeah, give it up. Who was that back there clapping? The Herndon Foundation is going to say, yes, please. It looks like it's, like I said, it looks good on paper. Everybody get to say, I had a piece of that. But just imagine how many layers of funding and how much compliance it is in all of these deals, right? Richard, 15 on one deal? Come on. they start to fight one another. This one says this one says this. We have to get them to talk to one another. And this one says no, and this one says, well, I'm out. And it's a nightmare. So we pride ourselves and we like having this many people involved, but we're going to have to figure out a way to streamline the development financial process of layering these type of development deals.
And I was just, this is a new question,
Okay.
but I was, because I appreciate, because you're, when I know it can be frustrating, on the one hand, a lot of folks say, this is so important, go do this. But then it's so hard to get the money together. All the different folks you got to deal with. And because I've, talked to know the frustrations can get high. What keeps you going? Like why, because the payoff is, it's not like you're giving yourself a wonderful new vacation somewhere. You
right.
put a deal together. So what keeps, like, because you have to really keep yourself going. Like what do you call on?
Well, I call on the universe. I call on my faith. I call on what was put in me as a child. I've been to these quote unquote mountaintops. I'm the guy that jumps in quote unquote the good fight. I've had struggles with different organizations. You mentioned that I'm the current president at Knoxville College. Knoxville College is a failing black college, lost its accreditation, had 9 students online, and 58 acres of abandonedness and blighted and homeless people living all on the campus, setting fires, getting dead bodies every other month. But I raised my hand to take it on because I have those shoulders for that. But what makes me tick is my team, right? At one point in time, John, when I first started Quest, I used to go and meet every new resident at their, wherever program they were in. I would go meet them, introduce myself to them. And around 10 years in, as we got larger, I started to not do it anymore. And I thought that was something shady of me, or in a sense like, oh, you're getting too big to go meet the resident. And it wasn't that. It was that I was changing that the staff and my team was my importance, where these individuals are counting on Quest to be there. This is their livelihoods. This is their impact. And then if I keep the organization going, they keep their families going. So I don't have a far way to look than just down the hall and say, this is why I'm here.
So the team and those you serve.
That's correct.
Well, on those you serve, serving some, there's an AMI definition, but also citizens that have different traumas and other things that may have made it hard for them to stay stabilized. So some of our most vulnerable citizens. So talk about what is that for folks that may not be familiar. Like, what do they look like? What does that population look like for folks?
Well, on one end, that population looked like this group here, right? On one set, you can't really tell who's dealing with a mental illness, if they're managed with their meds, if they are dealing with addictive disease, right? But let's just talk about what we see out our windshield. So we serve the individuals that you pass up under the bridge. We serve the people that you see coming up to your car trying to ask you for money. We serve those individuals that would choose to go and smoke crack cocaine inside of a abandoned house. Or we serve that individual that you see screaming and hollering and talking to themselves on the corner. So that's kind of like what you see out your window. So they still need to be housed. And giving them a house alone won't fix the issue. So our DNA, which I always say, is really our services. Housing is just a byproduct to allow us to do what we need to do. It's the services that we really, really are here for, which is Quest Cares, which handles the addictive disease. We handle the mental health, the case management, the life skills, so on and so forth. The real estate department is Quest Communities, which build what basically the need is for Quest Cares. And then we added a layer to that. We found out that these individuals have money that they are due from Social Security, from VA, or from pensions, so on and so forth. But their status, their mental status has gotten them to a point where even the individual whose organization that's giving them the money don't want to give them the money because they've realized that this individual is not stable enough to handle their own finances. So Quest Fiduciary, our director, Ms. Nightingale is in the audience, was created to manage individuals who received Social Security benefits and VA benefits that are awarded those dollars from those organizations, but are deemed unfit to manage their finances. So we are responsible for anything and everything financial for that individual to pay for anything that they need to pay for, from rent to a phone to clothes to personal needs, anything that they may have, we're responsible for that. And what comes with that. So when you have someone's money, they're bringing everything that they bring with that. So if you are off your meds and you know we have your money, you're bringing that off your meds attitude to get your money, right? So we tell you to come on Tuesday, you're showing up on Saturday and you're beating the door in because you don't care that it's not Tuesday, nor do you know that it's not Tuesday, right? You just know that it's some money in there that belongs to you, which is a little weird, John, because on one hand, they know that we have their money, right? But they don't know that today is Tuesday. So in my mind, I'm thinking, how do you just turn it on and off, right? You just say, I don't know today is Tuesday, but I know you got $50 of mine. How did you know that? So we haven't figured that out yet, nor are we going to figure that out because it just keeps going on and on and on like that. And then last but not least, we are trying to launch our Quest podcast. We do have episodes out there. Co-host is Ebony Ford and myself. That's the podcast called Westside Wednesdays.
And just to get you listen there, so for folks are clear, so you do your property management services for your units, which is kind of collect the rent, make sure the units are upkept, but then the supportive services.
Correct.
Do the case management.
Yes.
And you also have Quest Financial Services.
That's correct. Look at you.
Which is what?
I said, look at you.
Right.
You want to work at Quest?
Right. I got it right here. Got it all. I got it all right down.
That's right.
But all this takes a lot of money.
Yes.
Because not only the services you're offering also require. Not only can folks not afford necessarily the full cost of their rent, but these supportive services that you're offering as well.
Right.
To talk about your capital campaign, Invest with Quest.
Invest with Quest.
Invest with Quest.
Oh man, I was hoping everybody would stand, and then we would see the foundations that were not standing. I would be like, hey, you guys need to kind of shame them into giving us some money. But what I wanted to showcase to you that all of that $110 million is for the sticks and bricks. It's not for any of the care that goes on inside of these units. Not a penny, right? Just think about that. We can get out here and get on our horses and find money to build it. But I have the hardest time finding a red cent to say, can you pay for a case manager to help these individuals? Oh, we don't pay for staff. We don't pay for OPEX. What's happening here? How does it work? Do we just build the building and just let the people stay in there and they're supposed to just, I don't know, what are they supposed to do, right? Just magically fix themselves or whatever, or help themselves. Let's say that, help themselves. So our capital campaign is going to be a long journey. The Westside Future Fund has launched theirs, and we tend to do that from time to time. It's our second capital campaign in our history. And both the first one was when Westside Future Fund launched theirs, and now our second one is they launched theirs. And we have been a couple months later. So the question that we got, T. Dallas, when we go on a capital campaign is, have you gone to the Westside Future Fund? Right, John? You remember that? They always say that. But I want to say that this capital campaign is more for program services. We got a lot of work to do with all of these units coming on, and we're going to need some money to make that happen. So we want to be transparent with you. Listen, we need money for services. We need money for programming. We need, quote unquote, scaling or working capital to scale up, because once these units come online, that's 300 units. That could easily be 600 more people just by 2 people in the bedroom. Don't say with all the kids that's going to come in these families. So we can be almost seeing 1,000 people. So we need to get ready for that. So John, if you want to get on the capital campaign trail with me, I will gladly pay you on Tuesday.
No, I say I don't remember where my money is. I'm that guy.
Oh, that was quick thinking. All right, John.
Where is it? I don't know.
So he got a mental health problem now. See how they can turn it on and off, right?
Yes, that's very true. Well, we have, and I'll say too, you brought the, and I appreciate about Leonard, because with the work that we're both doing, and there are other not-for-profits that are doing work too, is the demand is high.
Yes.
And, you know, the funding's out there, and you want to collaborate with each other, but there's some natural, I think under Mayor Dickens and a lot of the philanthropic community is really into the space, but the need still kind of outstrips the supply.
That's correct.
Yeah, and so the fundraising part of it, and grateful. I know a lot of my volunteer leaders are here that's helping with that, and I know you got you here too. And funders like to see you collaborate.
Yes.
At the same time, you're both trying to get projects done. So no, we're pleased to try to always want to participate. And I know the Westside Future Fund has we're lucky to have an impact fund from Atlanta corporations that invest money off their balance sheet. That's lowest cost capital. Rachel Carey here manage that, and that's where we've been able to primarily help quite through some lost cost financing. But
yes.
But so appreciate the work, and whenever we need to be on a capital call together, I'm there.
You're there.
I'm there.
You're going to remember, huh?
Right, that's right.
Well, I tell you, I do want the lenders to know that it appears that we may fight over the same dollars. And in a sense, we do, but we don't look at it like that. We know that there are sources out there and resources out there that we go to, and we're basically singing the same song. So somehow we got to figure out how to let the lenders know that it's okay that we're singing the same song, because we're on the same side of the fight. But we don't need just one money. We need 2 money. Who used to say that? We used to have and I know we're getting ready to go into question and answer. We used to have a Hispanic brother that worked on our project, and he used to say, just say you ask him to build these chairs, and then you come back and say, can you build this? He'll say, this 1 money, this 2 money. And he was clear on that. So John, let's make sure the lenders know it's 2 money. Okay?
No, and Leonard, you've done a great job of this. What the education for, we're going to go to Q&A, a lot of what is true today that was much less true 8 years ago is the amount of philanthropic funding now going into affordable housing. I see Truist here and others, the Blank Family Foundation. So philanthropy, because when I started the work, and it was a lot of the assumption was, well, government covers that, right? That there's enough, and unfortunately, in a perfect world, it would. But that's not the world we're in.
That's right.
And there's not near enough federal money, state money, local money to cover it. And the speed of change, what a lot of people are concerned about is displacement issues and others, the government money is just not going to be there. And so that getting those that write we certainly need a whole lot more in public money.
Yes.
But also it was, and this is what you did such a great job of just educating people as to why do I even need to be considering that.
That's correct.
And I know you've played a major role in helping educate our funders in our city on that. So thank you for that.
Thank you, John.
And then questions from the audience. So raise your hand, and then Ebony will come with a mic to let you ask a question.
Okay.
Righty. Saw 5 hands go up quick.
Including your ex-wife.
I know.
So I just want to say, as I'm getting ready to ask a question, I ask people questions that are like famous a lot. and I never get nervous, but you're like a hero. So I'm actually nervous now.
Oh, man, thanks, Eric.
I really appreciate what you guys do, and it's unique, and you have a unique vantage point. So from that vantage point, are there precedences in other cities that have experienced kind of the moment that we're experiencing or something similar to it? Are there trends or policies or public sentiment or campaigns or things that stand out as moving the dial forward on these issues that you've seen?
Thank you, Eric. Everyone, that's Eric. I just met him today. I don't know him before that, so thank you for that. Heroes, welcome. Eric, we have been to multiple states to figure out if Atlanta is cutting edge or if we're behind. We went out to Seattle to look at their homeless programs. We went to Phoenix. We went to North Carolina. We went to Nashville, Tennessee. And there are different layers to this. But one thing that I saw was most groups are still trying to throw money at it. But this group is vulnerable for a reason, right? And there's a don't care attitude about that group, right? It's the same in every city and state. If you're still seeing Skid Row after 30 years and you tell me we couldn't figure out how to find housing for people who were just right there, let alone scattered all over your whole city. So there's a turning a blind eye to certain things, but 10-year plans to end homelessness, there's a cohesive group that's out here that each state works to share their 10-year plan to end homelessness. Now it's on year 20. But there are some ecosystems that are different than ours, but Atlanta is turning the page. People are coming to us now to say, how do you serve homeless individuals? And what you see is the models that they are trying to take home back to their state. So I would say we're number one. I don't want to do thumbs down, because I'm a fan of Atlanta, right? But we do have disparities here that's causing the lens to be here, so we need to do better. Hopefully that answers you, Eric. Thanks.
Good morning, Leonard.
Hey, Pastor.
My question, I have a two-part question. It looks like from the numbers that each affordable unit is costing about $250,000, whether you do it or John do it or whatever. And you are allowing people 30% MI, which is questionable, $60,000 average monthly. But my question is, besides affirming or denying the 250, is how do you sustain in perpetuity an investment of that size and make it last for 20 or 30 years?
Okay. Thanks, Pastor. Yes, so he's got his napkin out and he's did the math. You know, it's people like that out here. And yes, you need to know that. Yes, you wouldn't believe that a one-bedroom or two-bedroom unit is costing $250 million per unit. You could basically, huh? What y'all say is out? I mean, 250,000. What did I say? $1 million. But you got it. Okay, thank you guys. But it's crazy the cost of some of this is COVID related, right? And I'm hoping the curve turns back. General contractors. I'm hoping this turns back because we have seen an increase. Remember, these deals were around in 2018 and 19, and they almost have doubled in cost. So your question is that confirming that? Yes, I'm confirming that unit costs are extremely high right now. Yes, you heard it from me. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. Yes, $250,000, $300,000 is going rate. How do we maintain that? We layer in some of this government funding that allows us to, on paper, say this is affordable for 30 years, right? Then it's up to us to kind of figure out and manage that. On paper, it says it, but the dollars and cents is where I think where you're saying, how does it happen? And it's difficult. because it starts to go into, even though as much as you front load, and this is why government deals are so expensive, you front load a lot of your reserves, you front load a lot of your ongoing insurances, so on and so forth, in the pots of money in the beginning, because they know year 10, year 15, you're going to have to do some renovations. But then you don't make enough off of those units for the next period to do all those renovations. So right now, we have signed up for 30-year affordability on all of our new deals coming out. So I'll see you in 15 years to see if we're still around. We've only sold one property in our entire 23 years, Pastor. So we've figured out a way to keep our projects going. But I'll tell you, it's getting harder and harder each year.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So we only have time for one more question. I'm so sorry that I kept it all on this
Two
side.
questions.
Two questions?
Two questions.
Oh, okay. We'll see what we can do. All right. Miss Adams again.
My number is still the same, so call me up anytime.
Okay.
I just want to say, as a Vine City resident, I want to say personally thank you.
Thank you.
For the good work that you are doing in Vine City, as well as a resident in Vine City.
Thank you.
And your projects that you talked about is focusing on affordable housing, seniors, and thanks for bringing another senior facility in Vine City for us seniors who's tired of or can't afford to keep our homes or their homes. And the other thing I want to ask you, there are developers throughout the neighborhood. Are you familiar with the Diamond Hill that's getting ready to do the development, Morris Brown Cottage, Morris Brown property over there by the Morris Brown Stadium?
No, I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with the site, but I'm not familiar with Diamond Hill.
As a developer in Vine City, I would love for you to get information on that project, because that is a $2 billion project, to my understanding, that's getting ready to come into our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd love for you to get to that table and put your input in, okay?
Thank you. John, you heard of that?
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
I have heard of this project. No, exactly what you're talking about. It's very interesting for you to learn more about it.
Alrighty.
Okay, you
Now
guys.
see that? Partnership.
Last question. I know Ms. Clayton
Last
has a
question.
good one.
Thank you. Want
Where
to
is
just first of all say that very proud of you. I remember meeting with you before the pandemic. I'm with Showability, which supports people with disability, and so I'm curious, and my interest is, again, very proud of what you're doing, very, very, very proud of what you're doing. My question is related to the disability community, and not those that are just wheelchair users, okay? And so the challenge with housing and the Housing Authority is that they have 2% of their housing stock for the disability community, assuming that the deaf and the blind can accommodate with everybody else. Because 26% of the US population have a disability. That's an insane number to me. And so my question to you is, with your housing, what percentage of your housing stock affords for persons with disabilities? And I don't mean mental health, I mean disability.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. You guys heard the question was, what percentage of our housing is for those with disabilities outside of those with mental illness, substance addiction? Typically, we go by what building codes will say the threshold should be. And I think it's 5% of the units need to have be accessible. And what we do on top of that, our units that are accessible, we will put in for the blind and for the deaf. So we will meet that. We have exceeded that and doubled that at times because we've been in this disabling space, so we were wanting to go higher than the threshold. But I think it's 5% that you have to do for accessibility, and we just layer on top of that to make them for the blind and deaf. And that's putting the sirens in it and the pull strings and the flashers, yes. Okay.
All right. Well, I know.
Thank you.
So and y'all can ask, see for those who've heard him for the first time why Quest is so successful and is such a dynamic leader. So thank you. And as Leonard, as you stand up, let's also ask your team to stand up, and let's give everyone with Quest a really big.
Excellent.
All right, thank you. I'll have to
Thank
go
you.
find that money.
That's right. Together, me and you.
Okay, well, I'm going to come on up.
All right, we're closing up, and we want to close up with, and you heard that Leonard and Ebony actually co-host a great podcast. So you can hear it live, but you can also go back and hear past, and they have a lot of great guests who are making an impact across our city
It's
and
on
the West Side.
all the platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, however you get your, any of your music or any of your content is on those same platforms. The website is also questcdc.org/wise. So check it out. We've had John on there. It's awesome. Okay, and now without further ado, unless I'm missing something.
No, we're good.
Okay, let's go. Let's get you guys out of here. The winning blue ticket number for the Goodwill of North Georgia card, blue ticket number is 130889. 130889. 130889. Oh, hey, okay. Oh, Kim, look at that. Okay, so we're gonna get a picture if you don't mind. Just come to the front afterwards, okay? No picture? Well, come get your card at least, Kim. You want your gift card? Okay. Okay, next winning ticket number. The red ticket is 399-1250. 399-1250. Okay, come on up right after, okay, and you get your card. All right, congratulations, you guys. John?
All right, well, we just want to say thank you. We know we got a little bit of a late start, so thank you for staying with us. We are back in the third Friday of February, where we're our next Transform Westside Summit. As always, you can check everything out you heard today on our website, on YouTube, and we also encourage you, if you want to kind of stay on track of some of the things happening on the West Side, we have an impact newsletter. It talks about not just our work, but that of others as well. So thank you
Don't
for being
forget,
here.
get engaged, you guys, okay? Classic platforms. We'll see you guys 16th with AT&T. Bye.